on Horror Network.
Hello to all of our spooky cuties, hair-raising homies, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and freaks and geeks. Here we are with another episode of Horror Wars for the Riffing on Horror Network. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
And today we're doing a heavy one.
Yeah, this one hurts.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of bring in the new year doing some fucked up shit. And
As per usual for you.
as per usual. And I think I succeeded with last week's episode and
Yeah.
now this week's.
Yeah, this one I don't like.
I also do not like this one. But I feel like once I thought of it, it had to be done so we could get it out of the way.
Because sorry. Because when Rob messaged me, he was like, are we doing it this week? Because somehow, some way, one of these will get fucked up with recording, and we'll have to move
Right.
it to a Tuesday or something.
Right.
He was like, are you coming over? Blah blah blah. Because the one we're doing, it's a heavy one, and I was like, oh no, he's not even gonna tell me first.
Right.
And I was like, yeah. And then he tells me the thing, and I just went, bruh.
Bruh, that was the reply that I got, bruh. So, you may be wondering why we're building all of this up. It's because, well, we're kind of not really wanting to talk about it.
No.
But today's episode is about I Spit on Your Grave and the remake I Spit on Your Grave.
It's not that these are bad movies.
They're actually both very impactful movies.
Right. And they prove a point that these kind of scenarios can happen.
Correct.
And if it does, it could lead down the route of the movie. Or there are people that don't talk about it and don't get help and do have psychotic breaks.
Right. So,
And especially nowadays with more of these mental illnesses showing up in more people,
Right.
like, these are really rough movies to watch.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Especially with all these different charges coming out with allegations, and it's like it's everywhere. So, yeah.
So, with that being said, we are going to issue a very severe trigger warning
Yes.
because both of these movies have very disturbing, elongated, and horrific rape scenes. And both of these movies have very vile forms of torture, especially the 2010 one.
Yes. And
So,
it's one of those scenarios where it's like you're pulling for the main female,
Correct.
and you want her to do this to them, but it also it kind of makes you look at yourself too. Like,
right,
this is the kind of things that I would think I would do. You know what I mean? If it happened to me or someone I loved.
right,
So it's just, and then there are victims again that have never brought this out, and it's happened to them.
correct.
So
Yeah, so, if you don't want to listen to this week's episode, it's absolutely fine and totally understandable. We'll see you in a couple weeks when we'll do episode 12.
but if you do stick around, we're gonna talk a little bit about football to kind of bring up the mood.
Yeah, we'll talk about football at the end to bring up the mood.
So yeah, this one's heavy, guys. So buckle in.
Yep. Josh decided that I could go first on this one.
Yeah.
Neither of us were like clamoring
Yeah,
to
like-
tell.
No, I want this one.
Right, because there's been a couple weeks now where I'm like, let me go first, and Josh is like, no,
Yeah.
man, you went first last
Yeah,
time. my
yeah,
turn."
yeah. Facts.
So, we're gonna go through this quickly.
Ugh.
Movie name: I Spit on Your Grave. Release date: November 22nd, 1978. Runtime: 1 hour and 33 minutes. Budget: $1.5 million.
Wow.
Right. Box office: $93,861.
Didn't even make it back.
Didn't even make any of it back. Production companies and people: Cinemagic Pictures and Joseph Zbeda. Again, we are trying our best to pronounce names.
Yes.
So, our apologies. Screenplay by Mir Zarchi, directed by Mir Zarchi, cinematography by Yuri Haviv, and edited by Mir Zarchi. Currently, you're able to watch I Spit on Your Grave 1978 on Tubi TV for free with ads. You can also buy it on Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Microsoft Store, YouTube, and Redbox. It is also possible to rent it on Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Microsoft Store, YouTube, Redbox, and Spectrum On Demand.
Bro, I'm sorry to cut in. I'm just thinking about like from the refresh stuff.
Yeah.
I just got shivers thinking about the mud scene. Go on, sorry.
I'm like, what really fucking fucks me up is these movies were banned for so long, like especially this one. This one was banned for like 20 years.
Yeah.
In many, many, many countries, even the United States.
Nope.
Now you can watch it for free. With commercials, but unedited and for free. And what really upsets me about this is, what if you don't have to sign in to Tubi? You can just go on there and
Oh
boom,
God,
there you
your
go.
kid sees it.
What if a kid sees I Spit on Your Grave and just sees this nice butt? Like, by the time you're 6, 7 years old, you want to see a nice butt, and they click on it. There's nothing there that says, like, are you 18? There's not. It's just ad-free movies and TV shows.
Yep.
That's horrifying. And I don't think it's right.
No.
I don't think that this movie, or especially the 2010
Yeah.
one, because the rape in the 1978 was more visceral and worse, I think, but the torture was way worse in the 2010 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, yours is free on a lot more services
Yeah,
than the
Jesus.
78 one, and that's even more upsetting. And I think Tubi has it for free as well.
Yep.
Ratings, 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 53% of Rotten Tomato users liked it, 19% of Metacritic's users liked it, and 83% of Google's users liked it, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Plot. After a young writer is brutally raped and left for dead by 4 men, she systematically hunts them down one by one to extract a terrible vengeance.
And terrible it is.
Oh, yeah. Now, the sequels to the original I Spit on Your Grave are I Spit on Your Grave, Savage Vengeance, which is a 1993 unofficial film. And that is actually the first trivia that I'll be getting to.
No
when I
spanks.
get there. And the second is I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, which was released in 2016.
Really?
Yes, the main character came back for this movie in 2016.
Jesus.
And it's actually got the original writer and director, Mir Zarchi. Who,
Damn, I kind of want to see it just because I'm curious.
right, but the movie is 2.5 hours long.
Oh my gosh. No.
Right.
Never mind. I'll read it.
One of the people that I checked out when I was refreshing, because I'd only seen this movie once, never wanted to watch it again, and that was probably about like 15 years ago. And then the remake came out, and I was like, well,
Well.
I gotta at least know,
Nope.
what they did. Now, personally, I've never seen any of the other I Spit on Your Grave movies other than the original and the remake.
Yeah, same.
So, but the couple people that I listen to like 4 or 5 people on YouTube. And let me tell you, real quick side note on this, the people that did reviews were like making fun of the things that happened in the
Yeah,
movies.
it's kind of gross.
And they were using like wacky voices, and I'm sitting there like, why are you interpreting what's going on with Barbie and Ken dolls? Because
Yeah.
you can't show what happened, so you're going to interpret it with dolls?
Yeah.
You're weird, dude.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so there's technically what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I Spit on Your Grave movies.
Yuck.
Yuck.
Yuck. That's just
Yeah.
a big old yucky.
Yeah. So, film facts. There's 27 more of these disturbing and horrible things on IMDb. Number 1. The film was followed by an unofficial sequel, Savage Vengeance, in 1993, which Camille Keaton, under the alias of Vicky Kell for unknown reasons, reprises the role of Jennifer. However, no scenes from I Spit on Your Grave were used for the flashbacks. The film barely went for 65 minutes and received extremely negative reviews from critics and fans alike. Number 2. All 4 male actors were asked to appear naked in the film to remove awkwardness or embarrassment about their own nudity and to show solidarity for Camille Keaton, who spends much of the film nude. Number 3. One crew member quit during filming of the second rape scene. He simply couldn't stomach any more violence. The film's makeup artist quit the film halfway through. She had been gang raped and couldn't bear to relive the horror
See?
of her attacks.
Right there just shows that this should probably have never been fucking made.
Right. Number 4, the film was originally released in 1978 with the title Day of the Woman and was received poorly at the box office. In 1980, distributor Jerry Gross renamed it I Spit on Your Grave after a 1959 French drama and re-released it. This time, the film received more publicity and became a key target of Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel's campaign against films featuring women in danger. Number 5. Features the longest rape scene in film history, roughly 30 minutes.
What an award to have.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Right. Ugh, gosh.
Yeah. So, number 6. Friday the 13th Part 2 from 1981 was filmed in the same locations in late 1980.
Well, that's cool.
Number 7. The actors performed their own stunts. The production couldn't afford any stunt people. So with that being said, the parts where she's thrown against a giant boulder, the parts where she's thrown on the ground, the parts where that's
I hope
her.
she was getting a paycheck. Because that would suck if it was like, yeah, you get like 1,200.
Right. The film... sorry. Number 8. The film was submitted to the Motion Picture Association of America several times. It was originally rejected due to violence, though the MPAA didn't specifically specify which violent sections should be trimmed. The film finally passed after Mir Zarchi had removed all references to anal rape.
Oh, God. We won't go that far. Like,
Right,
okay.
we won't go to anal
Yeah.
rape, but it's fine if you feature a 30-minute rape scene. Okay.
Someone greenlit that, my friend.
Right. Number 9, the film has no soundtrack. Mir Zarchi intended to add some music, but couldn't find anything suitable.
And that was the point I was going to make. That's what also makes this a disturbing horror
Yeah,
film.
because it's real life.
It just sounds like you're really watching a snuff film.
Right.
Well, sounds and looks like. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
It's the only music in the film is the church organ, a snatch of Giacomo Puccini's record, background music at the store, and a few stray riffs from Johnny's harmonica. Number 10. The model in the iconic poster shot seen from the rear clutching a knife, the ass,
Yeah.
was Demi Moore. This was confirmed in her memoir, Inside Out. Producer Charles Band bought the video distribution rights for the movie in 1981. When it came time to design a new poster, he felt that Camille Keaton was too thin and wasn't shapely enough for the poster, so he sought a new model. At the same time, he was also producing the sci-fi horror film Parasite in 1982, which co-starred Moore, who had been a nude model before getting into acting. He thought she had the perfect backside for what they needed, so she chose her pose. Yep.
Weird.
Demi Moore, though.
Weird.
Right.
She is a very attractive female, but weird.
Very attractive female, yes. The cast was Camille Keaton as Jennifer Hills. Oh, also, one of the things that I found out real quick that I wanted to say was Camille Keaton is actually very famous. Not just for this movie, but she's the granddaughter of the famous silent film actor Buster Keaton.
Oh, shit.
Yes. So, there you go. Iran Tabor as Johnny Stillman, Richard Pace as Matthew Duncan, Anthony Nichols as Stanley Woods, Gunter Kleeman as Andy Cherinsky, Alexis Magnotti as Becky Stillman, Tammy Zarchi as Melissa Stillman, Terry Zachary as Johnny Stillman Jr., Tracy Ferrante as waitress, William Taskell as porter, Isaac Agami as butcher, and Ronit Haviv as supermarket girl.
Woo.
Woo. So that is the 1978 I Spit on Your Grave. Now it's time for the verses.
The remake, I Spit on Your Grave. The release date was May 1st, 2010. And it should have been 0, never, ever
Exactly.
made, foreverness. The runtime of an hour and 45 minutes. The budget was $2 million. And, oh my gosh, dude,
Yep.
what?
Yep.
Okay, the budget was $2 million. The box office and made $572,809.
Yep.
Wasn't even close to making
Wasn't
back.
even close.
Oh my good.
Yep.
The production companies: Centel Films, Lisa M. Hansen, and Paul Hertzberg. That's a cool last name.
That is a very cool last name.
Screenplay by Stuart Morse and Adam Rockoff. Also a cool name. Rockoff? Yeah.
Get your rock off.
Directed by Stephen R. Moore, or Monroe, I'm sorry. It was Stuart Morse. Apologies for the screenplay. I messed up, sorry. I mixed the names. Cinematography is Neil Lithk. Edited by Daniel Duncan. Where to watch? Holy shiitake mushrooms, my friend. You can currently, wow, you can currently, baby. I'm trying to lay in the mood a little bit.
Right.
Where to watch? Currently, you're able to watch it streaming on Hoopla, or for free with ads on Tubi TV, Redbox, Vudu Free, or the IMDb TV Amazon channel. It's also possible to rent it on Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Vudu, Amazon Video, Microsoft Store, YouTube, Redbox, and AMC On Demand. And finally, you can purchase it on Apple iTunes, Google Play Movies, Vudu, Amazon Video, Microsoft Store, YouTube, Redbox, and AMC On Demand. The ratings. 6.3 out of 10 for IMDb users. Weird. It's a very high rating.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Very, very high.
32% on Rotten Tomatoes. 4.1 out of 5 for Vudu users. That's really high.
Yes.
I'm questioning that site a little bit. 85% of Google users. Also really fucking high.
Yeah.
Somehow didn't make any money back, but it's just loved by all.
Right, which is weird.
The plot. Jennifer, a writer, rents an isolated cabin in the country so she can work on her latest novel. The peace and quiet is soon shattered by a gang of local thugs who rape and torture her, then leave her for dead. But she returns for vengeance, trapping the men one by one. Jennifer inflicts pain on her attackers with a ferocity that surpasses her own ordeal. That's not even like a lot.
Right.
Like, let's be real about that shit. She's vicious as fuck.
Yeah.
She deserves to do it, but man, is it rough. You're like, yeah, get him. Oh. I need a beverage. Holy shit.
Oh, man, that sounds like you're drinking some Liquid Death there, Joe.
Oh, this Liquid Death is fucking refreshing, bro. Because, man, my mouth is a little dry.
Use your code Riffing on Horror at liquiddeath.com for 10% off of your purchase.
There you go. Hit up that code. The film facts. There are 8 more on IMDb. According to Jeff Branson, although it was never used, there was an outward that Sarah Butler was to use if the rape scene got too intense for her.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they had to put, like, she never used it. It's like,
Right.
After casting was completed, the actors had only 2 weeks to prepare and rehearse for the shoot. Damn, that's impressive as hell.
That's very impressive.
Molly Milligan's pregnancy was written into the role of Miss Storch. At the beginning of the film, Jennifer buys $19.78 worth of gas. 1978 is the year the original film, I Spit on Your Grave, 1978, was released.
Yep.
It took Sarah Butler a week before she could bring herself to commit to making the film. And I would too.
Yeah, she really had to think on that, so...
Yeah. While the location in which the film takes place is never identified, Louisiana... Oh, okay, sorry. I misread that as Louisiana. I was like, what the hell?
Baby.
The fuck? Sorry, let me restart that one. While the location in which the film takes place is never identified, Louisiana inspection stickers can be seen on the vehicles.
Louisiana.
Louisiana. That's what I thought it was. Robert Ebert gave this film 0 stars.
Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All these shadows are fucking up my picture, man. I'm
I added a second late for your old blind ass.
It's not that, bro. All these shadows. Leave me alone, kid. Roger Ebert gave this film 0 stars, as he had done with the original film. By his own account, he reserved 0 stars for the films he found to be either artistically inept or morally repugnant. He especially questioned this film's supposed moral equivalency of getting revenge after a rape, saying that both acts were equally despicable crimes. And that's where the movie gets the fucked up part.
Yep.
Sarah Butler had reservations about taking the role, as she herself chose not to watch horror movies because she finds them disturbing. Her agent eventually talked her into it, stating that Sarah would be insane to not play someone so scary and badass.
I mean, by the time everything happens, yeah, she's pretty fucking scary and badass.
Yeah.
I mean, it only took 25 fucking minutes of rape for it to happen. Or no, I think it was 18 or 19 minutes in the remake.
Yeah, but they like took breaks. It was in the cabin, then they
Right.
made her run naked in the woods, and then it was in the mud.
They did that in the original one, too.
Yeah, and then then they walked her down that
but the
bridge,
mud,
and then they
man.
shot her, and then
That one wasn't in the original one.
Yeah. According to director Stephen R. Monroe, the studio submitted an uncut of the film to the MPAA to see if by chance they would get an R rating. The MPAA came back and said, "Look, you've got an NC-17 movie, but we don't recommend that you cut it down because we feel like it's really impactful." They then decided against editing the film and released it as unrated so it could play in more theaters. Jesus, dude.
Yep. And it still didn't make that much money.
It didn't even make half.
No.
And then finally, in the final shooting script, Jennifer was intended to arrive at the cabin with her dog, and it was to be featured heavily during the introduction of the film. The dog is written out of the script last minute because hiring a trained dog for the intended shooting schedule would put the movie over budget. According to the director, Stephen R. Monroe, the dog would have made more money than anyone on the movie. Yep.
Yep.
And then the cast, Sarah Butler as Jennifer Hills, Jeff Branson as Johnny Stillman, Daniel Franzensi as Stanley Woods, apologies for the last name, Rodney Eastman as Andy Cherensky, Chad Lindbergh as Matthew Duncan, Tracy Walter as Earl, Andrew Howard as Sheriff Storch, Molly Milligan as Miss Storch, Saxon Charbino as Chastity Storch, and Amber D. Laudrum as Girl at the Gas Station.
Yep.
And then, that is it for the remake.
Yep.
No scorecards this week.
No scorecards this week. We both agreed and pretty much refused.
Yeah.
It feels gross even saying it, but if we could make a perfect version of this movie, the first half of part 1 and the second half of part 2.
Yep. And
The remake.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's not talk about this any fucking more.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, if you like those movies, more power to you. It's not that they're bad, but they're so intense we don't ever want to see them again.
Right.
Personal choice, no thanks.
Right. They are powerful. They do represent women empowerment, as weird as it sounds. But
And
they do.
It does let the world know that this does happen, and that's not why we don't want to see it. You know, if it leaves a message, that's awesome. But it's too much for me personally to see, and it's not that I'll ever deny a man or woman's rape cases, but it's just if I could not see it visually happening on my TV, I would just rather turn the channel.
Correct.
Because
I don't wanna see it.
it's too disturbing for me to even be
I
like.
don't wanna see it.
It's not even funny, like in a sense of like, oh, I just want to see it. It's so intense. Like, no.
Nope. If I would have known that the rape scene was 28 minutes or so long in the original I Spit on Your Grave when I was younger,
Yeah.
I would have never watched it.
Right.
Because I knew that there was rape, but I also knew dude got his penis bit off or chopped off. I don't remember what it was. But, yeah, I was like, okay, so it's going to be like Clockwork Orange type shit probably.
No.
You know? Nope.
Nope.
So, yeah, if you like it, cool.
More
We're
power
not-
to you, but no thanks.
Right. And we're not, beating it up saying it's not a women's empowerment movie because it is. Even though you got to go through horrible shit to get to the good part, so we say. Anyway.
Good part in quotes.
Right. So, the playoffs began with Super Wild Card Weekend.
Yep. And boy, oh boy,
Saturday.
did my team's anus get prolapsed, torn out, and twisted inside out and put back in.
Yep. Go ahead.
An 18-year season, and that quarterback that last night threw like 30 yards past almost every receiver. Mm-hmm. Or every receiver that got it in their chest would drop it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the running back who did so well all season and never fumbled in his very first playoff game.
Yep.
A team that had a 10% chance of even getting into the playoffs and a 1% chance of the Super Bowl actually got a ticket to the playoffs and fumbled the bag.
Yep.
They looked strong for a quarter and a half.
Yeah. When I turned it on and I was like, you can even ask Corey. I turned it on and I was like, ooh, 7-0. I got to turn this back off because I felt like me not
Yep.
watching it was going to help them win.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, they're winning.
Yep.
Let me turn this off real
Yep.
quick. Bye.
Yep.
Didn't turn it back on until the final 3 minutes of the last quarter. I regretted every fucking second of it.
I wanted to jump into a wood chipper dick first. I knew that the Steelers were going to lose. I knew it. I was like, we barely got in. Like, the Steelers got so lucky that somehow that the fucking Raiders threw a tie game. Or the Chargers threw a tie game.
Threw a tie game.
Just by calling a timeout just to be a sneaky dickhead.
Yep. Okay.
And, I expected it. And I wasn't as upset as, 2010 when the Steelers lost the Super Bowl. It just hurts that it's like, it seemed like Ben was going to get his Super Bowl. It was like the stars look aligned. Shouldn't have made it in. It's his final season.
Yeah.
Still banged up and all that shit. And then they just lose in the first round to the Chiefs.
Yep. Who decided in the third quarter that they were going to wake up
Yeah.
and remember that there's a fucking Kansas City Chiefs, and apparently they were the Kansas City Chiefs from the 2019.
Yeah, Super Bowl year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they just decided we got to get 20-some extra points on these guys.
Shout
tonight."
out to Chiseled Adonis, as he would have said. The Chiefs are committing the Jeffrey Dahmer act, the necrophilia, because while the Steelers are dead, they're still getting fucked.
Okay, so let's talk about another team that was dead that was getting fucked, and that would be the New England Patriots.
And holy shit, the question's been answered. Who can go further, Belichick or Brady? Let's see how they do.
Let's see how they do.
And boy, oh boy, it just shows that Brady was the reason the Patriots were that good.
Right? Belichick knows what he's doing.
He can get to the first round.
He can get to the first round, but Brady was the driving force that got them past that.
Yep.
Yep.
Them boys got a schmack too. At least the Steelers were like half the points. They just got fucking mollywopped.
Right. And speaking of them boys, let's talk about the Cowboys
Dak Prescott, baby.
ruining their own fucking playoff game. Literally.
3 plays, 40 yards, and Dak goes, I'm going to run down the middle of the field.
Fuck it. I'm going to run.
I could stop the clock doing another 20-yard bomb outside with
Right.
enough time to get a touchdown potentially.
Right. Nope.
Nah, I'm going to call my own
Fucking
number
run.
and run up down the road.
And, slide about, 4 or 5 feet prematurely when he could have gotten those yards?
And as a quarterback who should know the rules,
Right.
should know that the judge should touch the ball first,
Yeah, the umpire has to touch the ball.
and decided to get to a center, and then the ref decided to dry hump Dak. It was like, give me some.
Yeah,
As he
took
reached
all
for the
his
ball
time.
and fucking bumped into him and almost knocked him over, and then that was game.
And then he picked up the ball, put it back down, and wiggled it around a little bit, and then decided that he was going to call it, and then the game clock ran out.
0.
Wow. And then let's not talk about the fucking whistle
Yeah. That touchdown?
that involved a touchdown not being able to be fucking reviewed
Yep.
because he was in bounds.
Yep.
But they blew an out of bounds whistle
Yep.
after he was out of bounds and after the ball was already in air. So he was in bounds while he threw the ball. But then he went out of bounds after the ball was in the air. They blew the whistle,
I'm so confused.
and then the ball was caught. So it was a touchdown, and they decided that they blew the whistle too late and that they were taking back the whistle. But they couldn't review it because of how they did it. So it was a non-reviewable play.
Nice.
So it resulted in a touchdown instead of redoing the first down.
Jesus.
Because they're dumb.
It's because it's like the fucking WWE now. There's the refs are taking more control of it than the damn players are anymore.
Not to mention
For that game, all those officials aren't coming back. They're fired.
The ones from the
Bengals game.
Bengals and Raiders.
Yeah.
The one we were just talking about with the
Yeah.
whistle. Yeah.
So this is some crazy ass playoffs, but man, next week is gonna be good. Bucks versus Packers,
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look for
Brady versus Rodgers, bro. Holy
everything
shit.
that we have set up. Hold on, see more. Right now, as we talk, there's 3 minutes left in the first quarter of the Cardinals and Rams. Rams are up. It's 7-0. So, next week, the divisional round. Bengals versus Titans. Who you got?
I think Bengals. I think Bengals.
You think Bengals? You think the Bengals are going to take it over fucking Derrick Henry?
Yeah. Their defense isn't playing right.
I know, but now that Derrick Henry's back,
Yeah,
the
but
fucking Mac truck.
he can't carry the whole team.
If Marshawn Lynch did, let's just hope they pass him the ball in the fucking Super Bowl.
I don't know, man. I think Bengals got it. Them boys are getting getting points.
Yeah. Burrow's like, well,
He's gonna probably be dominating the AFC for a while.
yeah, he's.
It's probably gonna be Bengals and Ravens for a hot minute for the AFC North. It's gonna take a minute for the Steelers with Ben being gone.
Yeah.
It's
And
going-
then
yeah.
AFC rivals are gonna definitely you're gonna have fucking Burrow and Mac. They're
Yep.
gonna be rivals with each other.
Yeah, they're gonna be the ones to stop each other from the Super Bowls.
You know.
It's gonna be like the Brady. It's gonna be like the Brady, Ben Brady and Peyton Manning when they were just always
When
fighting
they
for
stopped
AFC.
each other.
Yep.
Yep. My gut's telling me Titans, but my head's telling me Bengals.
Bengals just feel like the right answer, man.
They do, but also the Titans.
Yeah,
feel
I
like the
know
right
they're
answer,
good. They're
too.
good. They could have
Yeah.
pulled it through, but I just feel like the Bengals are
All
gonna
right,
walk away
I'm
with
gonna go
it.
with Titans.
Okay.
All right. So then we have in the NFC, San Francisco 49ers against Green Bay Packers.
Oh, is that what it is? Ooh, I think Packers. I don't think Jimmy G is ready.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers is a fucking machine.
COVID or not, my man is still duking on people, and he's looking like a bum.
He looks like a straight bum.
I mean, he's got money,
right.
He's 10 times richer than me, but
I think Packers are walking away with it, especially considering there's, 4 or 5 49ers defensemen hurt, being watched.
Yeah.
Don't know if they're going to be activated by the time the game is on Saturday.
I'm sure someone's gonna get COVID.
It's the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm going to call a pack on that, too. Now, tonight's game determines who's going to face the Buccaneers. So it's either going to be the Bengals or not damn. Jesus
I was to
Christ.
say the Bengals are AFC for my brother.
It's either going to be Jesus Christ. Can I fucking go back to where it is? My God, it's either going to be the Cardinals or the Rams going against the Buccaneers. So scenario for both.
If Cardinals go versus Bucks, I think. Oh man, it's just so hard
Right.
not to say that the Bucks are gonna win.
Right, it is.
But if I want to give what I want to happen is I want the Cardinals to win this game, and then I want them to beat the Bucks.
Okay.
I
can see it happen.
I want the Cardinals to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know why.
Right.
Like I'm not a fan of them, but I just want them to go.
That should be like Bengals Cardinals Super Bowl.
That would be so ugly. Like
It would-
just the
on
colors.
TV,
are
the
gro- yeah.
presentation would be disgusting.
Ew.
Anyway, I think I'm going to go with the Rams winning tonight.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with I want the Cardinals to win. I really do. But defensively, they started falling apart at the wrong time. And their offense is hit or miss. So, to me, it feels like the Rams are the more complete team on offense. Like they're starting to fire on cylinders now that all the contracts have settled. And the defense is doing what all-star defenses need to do. So
Yeah.
I think the Rams are going to unfortunately take the Cardinals out tonight. And then I want to see the Rams beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I
I
do.
think everyone just wants to see Brady lose still.
Everybody wants to see Brady lose because they hope that he's going to retire after this
Yeah,
season.
and
if
he's
we
a
lose
big crybaby.
Roethlisberger and
Yeah.
Brady in the same season,
That's a change in the guard, my friend.
that's a true change in the
Oh,
guard.
dude, that makes me feel so old. Dude,
Mitch.
that's what I'm saying. Like, man, like Tommy Maddox was the starter when I started liking the Steelers, dude. And it's been Ben ever since.
Yeah. 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 I remember when I started watching football, the Buccaneers had an orange and
Oh my
weird
God, the Oilers existed.
peach-looking fucking pirate on their helmet. Yeah, the Houston Oilers, Panthers, and Jaguars weren't even teams yet.
There was the Central AFC Central division. Sheesh.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so regardless, he wants the Cardinals to win tonight and then the Cardinals to beat the Buccaneers. and to go into the next round. I want the Cardinals to win. I think the Rams are going to win, and then if the Rams do win, I want them to beat the Buccaneers as well. So.
And it'd be cool to see Matt Stafford finally get like a playoff win.
Right, that'd be nice.
And if he went to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be mad because he does deserve a ring.
Yeah.
My man has literally had two of the best wide receivers in like the most recent classes, and got him to like over what is it, 5,000 catching yards or some shit. Like, dude.
Huh?
Well, some extreme ass number. I don't know if it's 5K, but
Something.
it's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a hard one. Bills versus Chiefs.
Oh man. See, on the AFC side, I want the Bills to go to the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
so
same.
I'm going to say Bills.
I want to say Bills too, because I want the Bills to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think the Bills are coming into their own big time. A team that was put together a few years ago is starting to really gel now, and they're still young.
And it's a good thing that around this time that Brady went to the Buccaneers because
Right.
they don't have to fight them for the title for the fucking
Right.
AFC East.
So I really want
That's what they are,
the
right?
Bills.
The East.
I believe so.
Yeah.
No, north, east. I don't know. Anyway, I want the Bills to go.
Yeah.
I do. I would like to see a Bills Rams
Or
Super
Bills
Bowl,
Cardinals. I wouldn't
or
mind
Bills
that.
Cardinals.
No.
I don't want to see Bengals. I don't like the Bengals.
Fuck no.
I don't.
It's AFC North. No,
Right
never.
now, I know you don't want
Never.
to, but I even though I know what Ben Roethlisberger has done off the field,
Yeah.
there was a lot of shit that the Bengals did regarding like teammates and like family members of
Yeah.
Roethlisberger, and they took it too far.
Yeah.
Like the actual organization took that shit
Yeah.
way too far,
No.
and that's like
No.
the moment that I was like, no,
No.
I don't. That was when Dalton was still playing for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I can't. There's only a couple teams that I really hate, and Bengals are one of them because of their bullshit that they did. If anybody deserved it, it was Roethlisberger, not his family,
Yeah.
not teammates,
Yeah.
not anybody else.
Yeah.
Like when you're creating fucking billboards talking about it, like, bro, calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, enough.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah, keep it in football, please.
Right,
Thanks.
exactly. Don't fuck with other people outside of football. It's not right. It's stupid. Anyway, now that I'm done rambling about the Bengals, yeah. So now we feel confident
Yeah.
in this round. We're
Besides-
gonna not be here for the divisional round, but we will be
For the championships.
For the championships, we'll be able to predict. Yeah,
That'd be good.
yeah. I mean, we may pop in to just do a quick divisional.
I was gonna say we could always just ask the team their picks if they even give a shit about Rebecca and
yeah,
Josh.
because I don't think anybody else watches football.
Well,
but
never
me
mind
and you.
then. We'll just go fuck ourselves.
Right, we'll go because Corey is like, oh yeah, I like them all,
Oh yes, their colors are fantastic.
and Brand's like Eagles, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. They're not in anything anymore. Don't.
They didn't
talk
win the
me, I
Super
don't
Bowl
care.
again, so
They didn't
fuck
win
it.
the Super Bowl again.
Another 50 years.
Right, leave me alone. So yeah. All right, man.
Yep, good one. Good episode, I guess.
Horrifying episode, great episode. Yep.
I hope the next one isn't like this.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I don't tell Josh what we're doing until the day of.
Yeah. And then I just get to be sad.
I should probably tell you earlier what we're gonna do.
Yeah, probably. Because that was like dropping a bomb on me. I'm going to kiss that.
All right, everybody. You know what you are.
All the peeps.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, spooky cuties, hair-raising homies, and freaks and geeks. I added freaks and geeks on today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to say bye to everybody?
Bye, everybody. I love you.